That healthy granola bar in your pantry, the one you trust to manage your blood sugar, could be triggering a response in your body almost identical to a candy bar. It's a frustrating truth, and it's one that so many of us have been led to believe is good for us. Hello, my friends. I'm Dr. Emily Hart, and I'm so glad you're here with me today. My passion is to help you cut through the confusion and find simple, joyful ways to feel your absolute best. Before we dive into this important topic, I'd love it if you take a moment to say hello in the comments and tell me where you're watching from. It truly warms my heart to see our wonderful community of strong, vibrant women coming together from all over the world. And if you're new here and find this conversation helpful, please consider subscribing. We're building a beautiful space here, and I'd love for you to be a part of it. Now, let's talk about that snack bar. You're in the grocery store, you're busy, and you need something quick and easy. You see a box with pictures of rolling oat fields, honeybees, and maybe a hiker on a mountaintop. You grab it, feeling good about your choice. You believe you are doing something wonderful for your body. But for so many of these bars, what's happening inside your body tells a very different story. This is what I call the great deception. I want you to imagine, for a moment, taking the wrapper off your favorite chocolate candy bar. You know what you're getting, right? A sweet treat. Now, imagine taking the wrapper off that healthy oat and honey bar. In your body's eyes, the difference is often shockingly small. The marketing on the box is designed to make you feel virtuous, but the ingredients inside are often working against your health goals. So many of these popular bars are loaded with processed sugars, unhealthy fats, and refined grains that send your blood sugar on a wild roller coaster ride. When that rush of sugar hits your bloodstream, your pancreas has to work overtime, releasing a flood of insulin to try and manage it all. This leads to that infamous energy crash an hour or two later, where you suddenly feel foggy, tired, and maybe even a little irritable. And what's worse, that crash often triggers intense cravings for more sugar, starting the whole exhausting cycle all over again. It can feel like a trap. And it's certainly not your fault. You were trying to make a good choice based on the information you were given. But what if I told you there are 3 simple keys, 3 secret codes on that nutrition label that can instantly tell you if a bar is a friend or a foe to your health? The first one is all about sugar, but not in the way you might think. Let's crack that code right now. When you turn over that box, I want you to ignore the big, bold claims on the front and look for one specific line on the nutrition label: added sugars. This is the most important number to look at. You see, there's a huge difference between the natural sugar found in a whole apple and the added sugar that's poured into a product during manufacturing. Natural sugar, like the kind in fruit, comes beautifully packaged with fiber, water, vitamins, and minerals. That fiber is crucial because it slows down how quickly your body absorbs the sugar, giving you a gentle, steady stream of energy. Added sugars, on the other hand, are stripped of all that goodness. They are what we call empty calories that give you a quick spike of energy and nothing else. The American Heart Association recommends that women consume no more than 25 grams of added sugar in an entire day. So here is your first magic number. A truly health-supportive snack bar should have less than 5 grams of added sugar. 5 grams or less. That is your first checkpoint. And here's something that might surprise you, and I see this trip people up all the time. Many so-called healthy sugars, like organic cane juice, honey, agave nectar, or even brown rice syrup, are processed by your body in almost the exact same way as regular table sugar. The names on the label sound so much better, don't they? They sound natural and wholesome, but their impact on your blood sugar is nearly identical. I once had a lovely patient who thought she was doing everything right by switching to agave-sweetened snacks, but her blood sugar numbers just wouldn't budge. It was a true revelation for her when we realized her healthy sweetener was acting just like plain old sugar in her body. Has a healthy sugar name ever fooled you? I would be so curious to hear your experiences with this in the comments below. It's a conversation we all need to have. So avoiding that sugar spike is absolutely crucial, but what about feeling satisfied? What about avoiding that gnawing hunger an hour later that sends you right back to the pantry? That's where our second key comes in. It's a powerful duo that tells your body, I'm full, I'm content, and I'm energized for hours. Let's uncover this feeling full formula. Now we shift our focus from what we want to avoid to what we actively want to seek out. The two heroes of our story are fiber and protein. These two nutrients are the secret to turning a fleeting snack into real, lasting nourishment. Let's start with fiber. I like to think of fiber as a gentle sponge in your digestive system. It absorbs water, it expands, and it physically helps you feel full and satisfied. But it does more than that. As we mentioned, it dramatically slows down the absorption of any sugars in the food, which is your ultimate weapon for preventing those energy crashes and keeping your blood sugars stable and happy. It's also essential for good digestion and for feeding the friendly bacteria in your gut, which we now know is so important for our overall health. Then we have its powerful partner, protein. Protein is your body's primary building block. It's absolutely essential for maintaining our strength and precious muscle mass, which is one of the most important things we can do for healthy aging. And from a satisfaction standpoint, it's a champion. Protein takes longer to digest than carbohydrates, and it sends a very strong, clear signal to your brain that says, you've been fed, you are nourished. This simple signal can turn off hunger and cravings for hours. So here are your next two magic numbers. When you're looking at that label, you want to find a bar with at least 3 to 5 grams of fiber. The more, the better. And for protein, you want to aim for at least 10 grams. This powerful combination of fiber and protein is the key to turning a simple snack into something that truly sustains you, fuels your body, and keeps you feeling fantastic. So we've looked for low sugar, and we found our fiber and protein. We're almost there. But there's one final test that separates real, honest food from a product that's just pretending. And the best part, you don't need to do any math at all. This final key is perhaps the simplest and most powerful of them all. I call it the whole food ingredient test. All you have to do is turn your attention from the nutrition facts panel to the ingredient list itself. Here is the secret. Scan that list and ask yourself one simple question. Can I picture these ingredients in my own kitchen or growing in a field? A great ingredient list should read like a simple recipe. You should see words you instantly recognize. Almonds, oats, dates, chia seeds, pumpkin seeds, maybe a little sea salt. As a general rule, the shorter the ingredient list and the more recognizable the words, the better. You are looking for food in its whole and beautiful form. Now, let's contrast that with what you often find. If the ingredient list is an entire paragraph long and it's filled with words you can't pronounce or that sound like they came from a chemistry lab, that is a major red flag. Words like soy protein isolate, maltodextrin, fractionated palm kernel oil, sucralose, or artificial flavors are all signs that a bar is highly processed. It's a food-like product that was engineered in a factory, not grown on a farm. Think of it this way. Whole foods are like solid wood, but these processed ingredients are like particle board, bits and pieces of the original held together by industrial glues. They might look the part, but they don't have the same integrity. One set of ingredients builds your body up and gives you life-enhancing nutrients. The other list requires your body to work hard just to figure out what to do with these foreign substances. You don't need a science degree to do this. You just need to trust your own brilliant intuition. If it reads like a recipe you could easily make in your own kitchen, that is a wonderful, reassuring sign that you are holding real food in your hands. These 3 keys, checking the sugar, finding the fiber and protein, and reading the ingredients, they aren't just rules. They're a new way of seeing. They are a tool that gives you back your control in the sometimes confusing supermarket aisle. Let's quickly bring it all together so you can walk into that store tomorrow feeling completely confident and empowered. So, let's recap your new supermarket superpower. When you pick up that snack bar, you're going to give it your simple 3-step check. First, you'll look for that magic number, less than 5 grams of added sugar. Second, you'll look for the feeling full formula, at least 3 grams of fiber and 10 grams of protein. And third, you'll play detective with the ingredient list, looking for simple, whole food ingredients you can actually recognize. This new knowledge isn't about restriction or telling you what you can't have. It's about freedom. It's the freedom that comes from clarity. The freedom to know with one quick glance that you are making a choice that truly nourishes and honors your body. You now have a superpower that allows you to see right through all the clever marketing and confusing health claims, empowering you to make the very best choice for your beautiful health every single time. So here is your first mission, should you choose to accept it. The next time you're at the grocery store, just out of curiosity, pick up your usual granola or protein bar. Don't judge it, just observe. Use these 3 keys to look at it with fresh eyes. Awareness is always the first, most powerful step. This journey isn't about perfection, it's about making small, wise steps forward. You deserve to feel vibrant, energetic, and in complete control of your health. And you absolutely have the power to create that for yourself. Thank you so very much for spending this time with me today. If this conversation was helpful, please give this video a like. It truly helps other women like us find this information. And remember to subscribe so you don't miss our next chat. Please take wonderful care of yourselves, and I cannot wait to see you in the next video.